Welcome to the Romulus space station.
This place gives me the creeps.
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
What the fuck was that?
Alienromulus is in cinemas now. Basically follows a group of young colonists as they try to explore a derelict space station in the hope that they'll find some riches in this space station, when in turn they find the famously most dangerous life form in the universe, which is an alien. And that's about what the story is. So let's bring Basil in, and your first thoughts, Basil, on the film.
Yeah, so I thought actually this was pretty entertaining as a film. As someone who hasn't seen the first three Alien films, which is pretty much an unforgivable sin if you're a film goer, but I'm going to hold my hands up. I haven't actually properly seen the first three. Obviously, with the first one with Sigourney Weaver, I do recognise the famous scenes. For instance, there's a hark back in Romulus of someone coming out of a chamber for an elevator with a gun, and her hair's blowing, the main girl in this film. Even I knew that was a hark back to the original. But anyway, so as someone who hasn't watched the first three, I thought this was quite an entertaining film. It's tense. The characters, you actually wanted them to succeed. There's no famous stars or anything, so the acting in the film was pretty good. And I was entertained by it as well. What did you make of it, Alex?
Yeah, exactly. This film is very much, it's almost like a homage to the first couple of films, I would say. It just with younger actors basically, but it does the tension. It focuses on survival, the survival story. It focuses on the characters, and it does that in very similar way with the very first film, which is exactly what I was expecting from it, and I missed in the latest Alien films this sort of survive in an enclosed environment with the most dangerous life form in the universe. And this is done very well. What did you thought of the actual tension scenes? Does that transpire, the tension, is it there like the earlier versions, or did you feel like this is life or death, is scary in this situation?
Yeah. So obviously I can't compare it to the first three. And this is something that we can talk about, obviously, with the Alien universe. The films I have seen is Prometheus, which I enjoyed very much. And then after that one, this Alien Covenant, which wasn't a good film, but Prometheus I really enjoyed. However, the tension in Romulus I thought was spot on. I thought there was plenty of scenes where you can imagine yourself being in their shoes and with these face huggers that are creeping around and stuff, and at any moment with these flashing lights of warning signs from the ship that it's got issues with it, and that's the only lighting in the scenes, and just the sound of the lack of sound in space as well. There's quite a good opening scene where you just see a panning shot of space and it goes into the space station, and they don't play any sound, and just because I think isn't that the famous line on the movie poster? Is it "No one in space can hear you scream"? Have I got the right film?
Yeah.
Or is that 2001? I don't know.
They might have stole that from Gravity, but because I think that's what I heard at first, that line. But it's very true about this film. It's But I liked the care. So the respect that it pays to the older films. So I've seen an interview with fedealvarez, which is the director, and he said that they even took it to the costumes of these guys. So these guys are, if you look at the films, these guys are your working class kids that are trying to make a buck, right? And the if you look at the older films, so the first three films, the reason why it's so relatable is because the first three films have the same type of characters. Those films are with guys, either run-of-the-mill mercenaries or miners, or that are getting into this situation. When it comes to Prometheus and Covenant, those guys are researchers, scientists, which are full sponsored by the corporation, right? So they're going to be dressed nicer and more sci-fi and practical and look a bit better, right? So this film repeats follows that theme in regards to making it realistic. And then all the monsters are actually mechanical monsters, animatronics. Did you know this?
So you're suggesting that they're not CGI?
Correct. The alien, well, 90% of it, they're not CGI. They're actually been built robots, little mechanical and remote controlled for the scenes, the close-up scenes. Obviously, when they're in the air and all of that, that's CGI. It's not. But the close-ups and the battles and all of that, that's all practical. You can see the puppets being built and made of. It's insane, and the care for it is just amazing.
And were you convinced by the acting? Obviously, it's quite an unknown cast, isn't it? And even the script and everything. Were you convinced by this?
I mean, yeah, okay. It's not the film that will give Oscar opportunities to have a monologue to the camera or something like that. But the two main character actors I've seen before. So I've seen caileespaeny, obviously, and the chap that is, I can't remember his name.
Andy. Is it Andy? The CGI? No.
No, not the android. The other, the almost like the captain of the ship. The one of them.
I think his name was Tyler. I think it was Tyler in the film.
Netflix. Yeah, I've seen him on Netflix, but none of them are. I mean, they're good. I know Kaylee is good. I've seen her in a different film, and I like Kaylee. But again, it's nothing that you're going to look at. Wow, the acting is amazing. It's an action film. It's a survival film. But what did you think of the sound? Because I found the sound, I don't know if it was in the cinema, but I felt those critters going through the cinema floor.
Yeah, especially it was the face huggers, wasn't it? The face huggers as well. Yeah. I think almost in this particular movie, the face huggers had more of a scare feel to them and more of a horror feel to them than the actual xenomorphs.
More screen time, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. But I did think it was very tense. I have to say though, I didn't feel scared at any point in the film, and I'm not a big scaredy pants anyway, but I do get shocked a lot by horror films and feel frightened. But with this one particularly, not so much. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but but that didn't lay it down at all, but obviously if you compare this to like Prometheus and stuff, Alex, which is my preferred choice of films we were discussing earlier, do you think it's bad to compare them, or there's any merit in that? Because I personally really enjoyed Prometheus. If there's a choice between Romulus or Prometheus, I'll watch Prometheus again. What would your answer to that question be?
I think there's two different films. I think they're both good. They're both really good, but I don't think it's fair to even compare them, to be honest. Because if anybody says what's a good alien film, you can say both of them, because one of them is a sci-fi film. Prometheus is a sci-fi film. The other one is a full-on thriller. Yes, Prometheus has tense, but it's more about the discussion and the purpose of these aliens and the architects and all of that, the engineers and all of that, which is amazing ideas put forward and discussed between a human and an android, which is again very intelligent type of film. But Alien has none of that. The Romulus has none of that. It's just full on survive. That's it. And that's how you recommend it. That's how as long as you know what you're sitting into, what to expect, then you'll enjoy it the most. Because, it's human story. The very first aliens, the reason why they stick and they're in history film is because that you care for those characters. You care for Ripley. You care for those guys to survive. And that's it sort of strives to do that in Romulus. And that's why I enjoyed, because those kids, you really care for them. You know, they're just trying to make a buck. They're not trying to do anything.
The funny thing is, obviously, you reference about caring for characters, and that's always a big thing with Mills. For me, you mentioned Callie. I think her name is it Rain. It's Rain in the film, but anyway. So there's Rain, and then there's Andy, which is the cyborg. You know, the synthetic. They're out of all the cast. They're the only two I actually care about, because obviously they've got quite a good connection. Andy's almost human, especially when he has his simpleton chip in, not the advanced AI chip. So I care for them too, but the rest of them, not too prominently. No, not really. I don't really think that. It's almost like no one really got enough airtime. Do you know, or is that just me? Okay, well, for me, I only cared about them two, really.
I didn't care much about them either, but it's the same in the original films. You get a couple of characters that you really care for, and the rest of them, unfortunately, are there to be
murdered,
delivered to the aliens.
Yeah. So, just a snack for a xenomorph, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's as long as you walk in knowing what side of the alien spectrum you want to fall into, either the full-on sci-fi, the sort of like the exploratory journey that it is like in Prometheus, or you're in for the scary ride of surviving in an enclosed, perilous spaceship with a big, massive danger that can jump at you from anywhere. You know what that is, what to expect. That's what you're going to get.
Thank you for watching our review of Alien Romulus, and if you'd like to like and subscribe as always, that would be brilliant. And if you'd like to check out our review of the film Nope, which is equally as tense and scary, just click the link here. Okay, take care guys, bye.